So Laura and I were talking about inventorying the toys, the Hot Wheels and keychain flashlights. Mystery machine. Pretty cool, huh? Got Scooby-Doo. Why doesn't it focus better than that? There's a whole gang. Why is it not focusing better than that? Come on. It should focus better than that. What the heck? I don't know why it's not focusing any better than that. Oh. There, now it's focusing. Okay. Yeah, it's got the whole gang. It's the real thing, but it's a keychain flashlight, authorized, I guess. It's pretty realistic looking. But it's also a flashlight and a keychain. See? Flashlight, spare tire. Here's some other stuff. Tractor I got at the farm store. Some fanciful hot rods, but it's a duplicate. Yay. There's a Toyota, racy Toyota. A real race car kind of thing. It might be a transformer. I don't know exactly on that one. That's some kind of anime thing. Kind of cool. Samurai looking thing. SSR Chevy. Oops. Chevy Camaro. Chevy S10 Custom. Cadillac limousine. Fanciful cop car. Train station. My dad had a 55 Chevy truck. This is a GMC. An old Land Rover. Ferrari looking thing. Toyota. Renault taxi cab right by the train station. It makes sense. Like all the other cabs hanging out by the train station. And a couple of Jaguars. VW Vanagon pickup truck with a surfboard and a surfer guy and a trailer and a big wave to surf on. Other multi-sets I've got. There's 2 vehicles and a trailer. I don't know if there's a Robocop statue in the trailer, but there should be. But yeah, Ford pickup, Ford Taurus police car. Here's fire trucks to go with the police car, and there's some more police cars over here and related. County Rescue. It's another like my old dad's truck. It's a GMC. There's a Buick Fire Chief car. Excuse me. Couple cop cars there. 2 Nissans and a Datsun pickup. 2 Mercedes-Benz. Then I had one kind of like that. There's one of the most collectible Mercedes sets you can get, I think, right there. Mercedes brand Transport. The fastest transport at the time. SUV Mercedes and another like a sedan or whatever. SUV or Mercedes. 3 MGs. Dodge pickup. Dodge police car, like National Park police car, I think it was. Dodge Charger. It's like I don't remember exactly. It might even be a Plymouth. Let's see what it says. Yeah, 62 Plymouth Savoy. That goes sort of well with the 50s, I believe, Dodge police car thing. Dodge truck, another like my father had. That's just a different Dodge truck that's really cool and you don't see a lot. Some say that's the prettiest car design ever made. It's a Citroen DS. I've never taken it out of this, but that came separated after I got it from the Volo Auto Museum. I think it's on the way home or something. Dodge Fart. Hunter's car from the Hunter TV show, police car. Blues Brothers car. Dodge Charger, the early, like 66 model. DeSoto. There's something that has a DeSoto grill. It's a hot rod. Don't know exactly what. So I showed you the Mercedes already. Here's some multi-sets I've got. 55 Chevy. 70 Dodge Charger. Buick Grand National. Fanciful Deuce Coupe ZZ Top style hot rod. And hey, there's my dad's truck again. His was black. Well, excuse me, really dark brown. Not black. Got in a fight over that as a 5-year-old kid. Mustang. I've got several other Mustangs. That's a Jeep. I've got at least one other Jeep. Well, 2 others. 3. I don't know what that thing is. That looks like a Ford Raptor. VW van. I've got several others of those. 61 Chevy, Ford GT40, Ford Gran Torino. That looks like a Mitsubishi Lancer or something. I'm not sure. It's from Fast and Furious. You guys tell me. That's a Nissan there. Oh, I got several VW Beetles. Oh, there's the other BMW I was wondering about. And that's an Audi. I've got a couple other Audis, I think. That I don't know exactly. Alfa Romeo. Another Mercedes wagon, so I've got at least 2 of them. Let's see. A boat, part of a car, a grill your hot dog, grill for a rear spoiler, spatula for the front bumper, and it's a hot dog vehicle. That's funny. There's another thing that's just a pretend car. Snoopy, obviously another pretend. I thought it was a pretend airplane, but it's a pretend car apparently. This, I don't know what that is. It was a gift though, and it's thanks for the gift. I don't remember exactly what it is. Praying Menace, so it's like a bug, an insect. That's another, don't know who came up with that idea, but it's not a real car. It's still really cool. Here, from Star Wars, the original Star Wars, one of my favorite vehicles ever of anything. There's a TV show Batmobile, from the 60s, I think. There's the 30s comic book, I think, and maybe the early movies, which I'm guessing were animated, but I don't know. The original Batmobile, supposedly. 3 Subarus. Jeep from Cars. Like the ambulance from MASH. World War II Jeep. Chevy delivery truck. I love that style. That's really, really cool, I think. I used to have a Jeep like that. Actually, I had 2 or 3 Jeeps like that. But anyway. I almost bought a blue one just like this yesterday, but this I already had. I kind of thought I already had one of them. I've got a few of these Dodge trucks. You've seen a couple of them so far. There's 3 different Broncos. The original Bronco. And these are 2 copies of the late model Bronco. Old-fashioned Ford truck from the 70s. I had 2 or 3 of them in real life. I wound up with duplicates of this, even practically the same color. Chevy C10. And I don't know why it's not focusing any better than that. Here's some more taxis to put by the train station. Count them, 1, 2, 3 of the London taxi. Put with the other taxis. This is, what is it? Karma brand GS. I don't know what that is exactly. I think it's a Fisker, which I think they're out of business now. Here's another, like an orphan car. Curtis sport car. It's from the 50s, if I remember correctly. Maybe 40s, late 40s. 2 Barracudas. 2 different paint colors. I like the blue one better, actually. 2 different Lucid Air models. That's an electric car, I think, right? I'm pretty sure it's electric. I think I've seen one in my whole life. I like the look of them. I like the paint on the gold one there. Here's another duplicate. I've got the Hirohata Mercury. And I got a green one, and obviously a maroon and white. Here's 3 more Jaguars, and yes, I got the duplicates of that. I thought one was different than the other. I guess not. And that's a new model there. I've been thinking about this Pantera for a while. It's just like in the music video. More British stuff. Here's Austin Morris, Minor. Neighbor lady down the street had one of them when I was a kid. That's a Tesla. Studebaker. I've always liked Studebaker cars. They're really cool, I think. This is one of my favorite Hot Wheels that I have. This race car. It's a Lotus, I think. Yeah, Lotus 1967. Lotus Type 49. Here's a Lancia Stratos. That's a really cool race car. I mean, really, really cool, I think. Morgan 3-wheeler. Well, I'm mostly on British kind of stuff. Morgan 3-wheeler. Yeah, this is a real car. Pretty cool. Made into a racer for rallies, I guess. There's a Triumph done the same way. Triumph TR6. There was another neighbor had one of them. And now we're going to some more multi-sets. Here's a Chevy Nova like I used to have, and that is a 2020 Chevy. A trailer for the Nova. I miss that old Nova. I had a 64 and a 74 Nova. I had a 4-door Chevelle like that. There's another Chevy C-Series ramp truck, as you can see in the picture by my thumb. Yeah, the 66 Chevelle, I think, is one of the best looking cars that Chevy made. Here's a Monte with a boat. That's a pretty cool bass boat, I guess you call it. Pretty fun looking boat. Another Monty to go with the other Monty. Lori had a gold one if I remember right. She got this one today. 68 Firebird, and it's got a beach lady and a hang loose surfer guy. Thought that was great. And it happens to also sort of match that Camaro right there. There's a Firebird, there's a Camaro. And yeah, they were a lot alike. They still are, I guess. Well, yeah. Pretty cool. That's one of my favorites of these, that generation Camaro, which is my favorite, I think. 63 Chevy Lowrider. 64 Chevy Lowrider. My father had, it wasn't a Lowrider, but he had one just like that. 75, I think, Impala. Had some neighbors had one like that. 58 Impala. My second wife, Darla, had one. There's a 64 Nova, I think. Yeah, it's a 64. I had a Nova 4-door 64 like that. It wasn't a gas or race car, but it was, I really liked that car. There's a 53 Chevy hot rod with a see-through hood. It's kind of hard to tell on here, but you can see the engine. 55 Chevy, no hood. Gas or race car. Oh, here's another early, late 60s Camaro. Looks like Tron or something. And here's a 70s Camaro. Just got that. I don't really like that model that much, but it's starting to grow on me, and it looks good like this. It's a good looking Hot Wheels there. I never had a Chevelle like this, but a next door neighbor did. Fun looking car, nice car. There is a 1960 Chevy El Camino. Great, right? I think so. Here's like an 80s El Camino, and I worked at a gas station at one time. And we had a service truck like that. It was the GMC Caballero, though, but it was exactly the same. Another Cadillac. I've got a couple Cadillacs, and there's another one. That's an Opel, which is a German General Motors. Opel. But Buick sold them for a while when I was a kid. Another Cadillac. My wife, her mom had one like that. We have two of them like that now. Just got the blue one today. 53 Corvette, I think. Well, 56 Corvette. They're a lot alike. First generation Corvette. That's about the only Corvette I think I'd want. There's a pretty cool Cadillac. It's supposed to be the V16 model. Buick Riviera. Pretty cool. I love the color on that. Here's a 36 Chevy. And it's not as a hot rod. It's like the real car. Just a regular car. And I love the designs like that. I thought it was always really cool. Now moving on to Fords and such. Ford Hot Rod. Ford Gasser. Or Mercury. Oh, it's a Mercury. Okay, awesome. So it's appropriately grouped. I thought it was a Ford Fairlane. It's a Mercury Cyclone. And it goes well with the Lincoln and the other Lincoln. This is one of my favorites right here. This Ford here. Galaxy. Apparently had the good, like probably 427 was what the model would be based off with a hood like that. I'm thinking. Okay, yeah. I love it. Pretty. Excuse me, I'm about to sneeze. 70 Torino. Yeah, a lot of dust today from doing this inventory. 70 Torino. My dad had a 71. And it was green like this Ranchero right here. That's a 70 Ranchero. They're a lot like 71. Here's the GT40s. I've got at least one other one in one of the multi-sets, but I forgot I had these two identical ones. Kind of cool. And while I'm on to identical stuff, here's two Mavericks. I always thought they were kind of a cool car in real life. Oh boy, excuse me. We were talking about Ford Torinos a moment ago. I have at least three. Here's a Starsky and Hutch one. Then there's this orange one, and I have another one in the multi-set over here. Right there, another Torino. There's another GT40, by the way. And another Chevy Impala. Did I do the Chevys already? Yeah, I did. This is Grease Lightning from the movie and musical Grease, I guess. 48 Ford. Real good looking car, I think. It's kind of like my dad's first car right there. His had fenders, though, he told me. Probably had a hood, too. I don't know if, I can't remember. I think it was a Roadster without a roof. So maybe a little more like that, but had fenders on it. His was a 31. Had a Buick engine in it, 401. Real good hot rod back then. not a good car. It was beat up. This is one of my favorite multi-sets right here. Oh, excuse me. 56 Ford Victoria, and then, I don't know, 2000, whatever, Crown Victoria. I just sold my Mercury that was a lot like that, and yeah, in some ways I do regret it. Isn't that cool? I think that's great. Yeah, 97 Crown Vic, okay. But it's just like the 06 Mercury I just sold. I'd rather have one of them anyway, but that was a good car. I had 3 of them, I think, and 2 Lincolns. Excuse me. Let's go over the Mustangs. Lori had one like that. It's a 67. That is just it's a high quality model there, I think. Early Mach 1 before they started looking dumb. But I think these are both Mach 1 too. I like that green one. There was a white one at the store too, but I didn't want that. I like the green one better. There's a white one. I think that might be an early Mach 1 as well. No, it's the Boss 302. Still, it's cool. It's from the movie. Looks good. Here's a few more Mustangs. That's SVO. Another Shelby there, I think it says. Yeah. No, it's a 92. It just doesn't say anything about that. Okay. Excuse me. There's another 92 with a different paint scheme. And then I got these 3. 2020, a Shelby Coupe, the Dark Horse, and that's one of my favorites right there. It's a nicely made model. Dragster, I think. I think it says 68. Ford Mustang Fastback 2+2. So 4 bucket seats. This isn't easy as I get older. There's 3 Mercury Cougars. That's a good one there. I like that quality the best, I think. I like the color on that one. I like that one too, just not as much. Early Ford pickup. Coca-Cola. There's an early Ford, like Woody. It's not the highest quality model, but it's still cool looking. My uncle had a wagon like that. It wasn't a cop car like that one is. Excuse me. That one just, I don't know. I like it too. Crown Vic. Oh man. Yeah, all the dust get me sneezing. Speaking of Ford and tractors, because I had the other one earlier, there's another Ford, and it's actually licensed by Ford, which is pretty cool. Official product or whatever. Yeah. Nice. Excuse me. Also Ford. Count them 1, 2 Ford Thunderbirds. I think I like the gold and black one better than the other. There is a Ford, I think it's a British Ford Escort. That's what that is. 1970. I don't know how many of these Ford trucks I've had, but I've had a few, and I have quite a few of the model now too. Let's move to Italian stuff, such as the, whoops, don't want to break them. Alfa Romeo. Alfa Romeo, I had one like that. Really, my dad did. Alfa Romeo, just like the other one. And the best color, probably. Ours was black. Anyways, another Alfa Romeo. Here's a few more British. Early Aston Martin. Looks like the early Corvette, kind of, doesn't it? Or Shelby Cobra, maybe. Here's another Aston Martin. Later model. There's the original, I think, James Bond Aston Martin. I'm not totally sure, but I think that's right. BMW is coming up now. BMW 507. There's another BMW 507 and another one. Here's another BMW 2002. Oops. Here's a kind of a racing version of the same car, 2002 BMW. I like that one better. It looks better. And here is my father had one kind of like that when he was in Germany. Let's see. Speaking of Germany, here's a Porsche. And here's a different model Porsche. This is back to the first model, 911 style. Another one. That's late model there, Porsche 4-door. There's another late model Porsche. I had a guy wanted to trade me a Porsche Cayenne like that for a smart car I used to have. That was a goofy car. There's a pretty cool Porsche off-road rally. Here's another Porsche race car, but it's not for off-road. There's one of the first Porsche models, a 356. Also is a race car, rally car, whatever. I don't know. It's just a nice, high-quality model, I think, of a Porsche 914. There's an Audi that goes with the Porsches, and I guess it could also go with the Volkswagens. Oops. Quite a few duplicates of that. I got 2 VW things right there. VW van. Looks like it's a racing support, but I think fire truck when I see that. There's a like a VW police vehicle or something. Kind of looks that way, right? Rescue ambulance. I don't know. Here's a VW camper like I used to have. Here's another VW camper. Here's a VW delivery van. Yeah, I had a few like that. And here's, whoops. Here's another VW van. I guess it's for the circus. Yep. I never really looked at that before. That's pretty cool, though. And one more. My first VW van had a tent. This has a tent. Yay. Pretty cool. This is the new one. Cool. There's the new one. New VW. Mine wasn't a race van again, but we had one of them too when I was younger. Drove it for something like 6-7 years. It went a long time. An early Beetle. It's an okay model. This looks a little more like the average you'd see anywhere. Well, you see those crazy painted ones too. Here's a hot rod VW, and it makes you think California, I guess. I think that's what they're trying to show with the windmills, but they're got a lot of those around here too. Excuse me, wind turbines. Hey, it's a neighbor car. Awesome. It's convertible too. I like that. And that's probably my favorite VW. And I kind of wish that it wasn't out of the box, but it's too late. It's out of the box. Oh boy. What's all this? A Mini Cooper. Another Mini Cooper. I think I like that one better than the other one. They're both pretty cool though. That's my favorite one of the Mini Coopers. That's the most accurate looking model. So here's another one, the same model, and the size doesn't match, so I'm annoyed by that. Here's another one of the same one, better paint, but the size doesn't match. I'm annoyed by that. What's all this? Honda Civic. Honda Civic. That's an official Honda from the Honda dealership. Acura NSX. Cool car. There's a pretty rare Honda there. I think from the mid-60s or late 60s. Another Honda Civic. My neighbor had one. It was more like this, I think. But it was actually brown. Anyway, so I guess that would make it a little more like this one. My neighbor had one like that. I always thought it was a cool car. Not a great car, but kind of cool looking to me. And that's the Sport Honda Civic looks like. And speaking of Honda Civic, here's a Honda Civic yet again. You probably saw the Mazdas already. This is probably my favorite one. Johnny Lightning. Yeah, here's what the engine looks like. Diagram of it. And it's a nice, accurate model. That's why I like that one. And this one's pretty nice, too. It just doesn't... It actually looks pretty accurate, too, I guess. The one looks more like the real car to me. That is a wild paint color. It looks good. It just doesn't look real. It looks a little more real, maybe. I like it. Here's another RX-7, and yeah, I like the black one better. It's not bad looking, though. It's kind of cool. Another Miata, different year Miata, I think. You know, that other one, that's a Mazda Cosmo. I don't think those even came to the United States normally. This is one. I think that was just Japan. I think it was just Japanese market right there. AutoZam, I think that's what it said. And another Mazda Miata. That one looks pretty real, I guess. It's fine. Who cares how real it looks? These are for fun. And yeah, investment too, I guess. Fiat 500, well, yeah, sure. Why not? I've got a few of them. I thought they're cool looking. I've got a neighbor who has one. Here's the original Fiat 500. Well, not the original. The earliest one was older than this, I think. But this is a 60s model. Fiat 500. And I think it's just great. It reminds me of the old video game Cliffhanger. It was a Laserdisc video game. I can try and get you some more information about them later. So now we're on to Volvos. I just got rid of a Volvo wagon like that. I might try and get it back. I had one of these when I was a kid, teenager. I love that car, boy. And I got two of this model, and I had one of these when I was younger too. And yeah, I missed that car too. It was a great, fun car for being as beat up as it was. There's a unusual Volvo, like a rally car. And yeah, we had quite a few of those. Boy. Oh, there's another one. I've had at least two old Volvo, well, 3 Volvo wagons now. That's a DeLorean. Why is that in the... Oh, Lord, got the DeLorean pile going here. Okay. That's a DeLorean. I've never seen or heard much of that one. I didn't realize I had 2 of them. Cool. I did know I had a few of these. Okay. So there's 2 street driving DeLoreans. Here's a flying, hovering Back to the Future DeLorean. My mom had one of those when I was 5 years old. I loved that car. Fun car. I worked with a painting company that the guy had one of these. It was kind of a cool van. And this is one that just like the look of. Land Cruiser. Those are both Toyotas, if you're wondering. I think I covered all of it. Oh, almost. Not all of it. Whoopsie. Almost stepped in my glasses. Yeah, the thing's about empty now. So, that's a Transformer Z car. Nissan 300. 49 Mercury. I found that when I was mowing the yard at my mom and dad's a year or 2 ago, and already had been destroyed, but it was from my childhood, so I brought it home. Doc Hudson from the Cars movie. There's Doc Hudson again. There's a Wienermobile whistle. This is also from the movie Cars. This was cufflinks that I've... and a tie pin. I can't remember if I wore the tie pin. I might have worn the tie pin, but I never did wear the cufflinks. Lori got them for me for our wedding. So sweet. I found this in the yard somewhere in the mud and just left it muddy and dirty like that. It's a Ford step-side pickup. That reminds me of the first car I turned into a taxi cab in real life. Herman Munster's car. The Dragula. Coffin car. Drag racer. Got a Ford Mustang engine in it. Here is Herman Munster's dad's car. Grandpa's car, I think. And it's like a hearse that had been modified into a hot rod. Remember the first thing I had was the Mystery Machine? That's a really huge one there. And it's not a flashlight. This is from Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Party time. Excellent. Remember that? Anybody? There's some nice hot rods here. I love that Dodge Fart there. Another VW Beetle. Dodge Ramp truck. That reminds me of the one I've got out back with a blown motor. Another VW van. Ice cold sunshine. That's cool. And that's a nice Holland truck, ramp truck. It's a Ford from the 50s. And that is a 57 Ford. You get a good look at it like that. I think it's cool looking. I think that's all of them. Thanks for watching.